Students at the U of I will be back in the classroom today. For the first time in months, the university canceled class after spring break back in March.
WCIA3's Karina Rubio joins us live from campus with a recap of the reopening plan. Good morning, Karina.
Hey, Christy, good morning. A big part of the U of I's reopening plan is their saliva testing sites. When they first launched those sites back in July, the university chancellor, Robert Jones, told me that the test was the main thing allowing the university to welcome students back to campus in some capacity. Since July, the university has tested more than 60,000 students and staff members. The innovative saliva test just received FDA approval to expand nationally. Classes will be a mixture of online and in-person. Those face-to-face meeting times saved for mainly smaller lab type or discussion classes. All residence hall rooms have a 2-person occupancy limit, and there are no outside visitors allowed. Dining hall use will also be limited with packaged carry-out meals available. The university says they also have designated quarantine areas for students if they need it. Reporting live in Urbana, Karina Rubio, WCIA3, your local news leader.
All right, thank you, Karina. Well, 3 of the newest coronavirus cases in Illinois are siblings who are students in Salt Fork School District. The superintendent says the school is working with the Vermilion County Health Department to find any students who were in close contact with those siblings. They'll be transitioned to remote learning for 2 weeks. The rest of their classmates will all be allowed to continue in-person instruction. No staff members were considered to be close contacts.
We got a lot of sunshine out there right now, and as we take a live look on your Roofing Dog on it, Gibson Area Hospital weather camera. Good morning, Gibson City. We are starting off with, yes, it looks like more of that clear sky and more of the muggy conditions, which of course you can't really tell from that point of view and just looking out at the camera. But 70 in Champaign, 70 in Effingham. Many of us are going to be right around the upper 60s and the lower 70s. Eventually, we're going to get those numbers back up into the lower 90s by this afternoon. Satellite radar picture quiet for the area, and we go later into the day, and we're going to see it looks like high pressure continue to dominate. And yeah, with as much of the heat that's going to be around for us, you might start to see some showers and storms blossom and bubble up. But I think they're going to be mainly east of us, heading into Indiana, down to Kentucky, and maybe across the southern part of the state. No big concerns about that at all for us. We will eventually get some rain chances back in the forecast, but it might be a few days out ahead of it. A lot of heat. We'll show you how high the temperatures climb and when to expect some of that rain coming up in a few minutes when we look at your 7-day forecast. Christy?
Thanks, Adam. Police are investigating 2 shootings in Champaign that sent 5 people to the hospital. The first one happened on Bloomington Road near Willis Avenue. This is the same area where a 22-year-old man was shot and killed earlier this month. Police say in this case, they found a 29-year-old man who was shot twice, where a group had been gathered outside a local business. Police believe the suspect's car ran over the shooting victim while they were leaving the scene, and that hurt his leg as well. He was taken to the hospital. The second shooting happened on Kenwood Road. Police say that happened at a party taking place outside an apartment complex when a fight broke out there. 4 men with gunshot wounds were taken to the hospital, and one of them was shot in the chest. We're working to learn how all of those victims are doing, and police are working to learn whether both of these shootings, are connected.
New this morning, a 17-year-old boy is expected to be in court for sentencing this afternoon. He pleaded guilty to unlawful possession of a firearm last month. The teenager was found with a loaded handgun in a car back in January. Police were then investigating the shooting at Marketplace Mall.
Springfield police are looking for a driver who hit a child and then drove off. 7-year-old Jax Thornley was riding his bike home from a friend's house in the Palisades subdivision, when he was hit by a car that didn't stop at a stop sign. Jax walked home and then was taken to the hospital in Springfield.
Distracted, driving is a thing, and whether it's a phone or, driving while intoxicated or sleepy, just driving a vehicle unaware of your surroundings is not okay.
Jax is now back home. Police are looking for a small white car with damage to the passenger side of it.
Well, police say 2 people were killed in a crash in Decatur. They say a 58-year-old man on a motorcycle with a 60-year-old female passenger veered into traffic and hit a car near West Main Street and South Dipper Lane. Neither of them were wearing helmets and they died on scene. We are working to learn what led up to that crash.
Community members continue to back the Blue. The group of more than 300 people rallied in support of police. It was held at Lincoln Square Mall in Urbana. The group opened with prayers and listened to a series of speakers. This comes after the Champaign Police Department was vandalized. One organizer explained why he believes the rally is important.
We need to show that community supports our police, knowing that there's some things that need to be worked on, but they're still our police and we need to respect them and work with them.
After the rally, a group of people lined up on Ray Street holding American flags and posters that read, "Champaign County supports our police." It's a long-standing tradition with a twist at the U of I this year.
Still to come on the 6 o'clock hour of the morning show, how students are getting involved at a brand new school here unlike any other.
But before we get to that, let's get one last check of our 7-day with Adam.
Throughout the day, we're going to see the heat continue to build. Over the weekend, we at least got back into the upper 80s. Today, I think many of us will hit the 90s and probably stay there for highs over the next few days. Now, the early half of the work week, it's going to stay dry. We'll see that lows only drop down into the 70s. Second half of the work week, especially once we get into Thursday and Friday, could become a bit more wet because possible tropical moisture going to be coming its way northward as we head into that time. But we're going to get more into those details, show you which of those two systems are going to be heading our way. Let's talk about the nice cool down ahead from next work week coming up during the 6 a.m. hour. So keep it right here. We'll see you in about a minute and a half.